Weekend, but the heavier precipitation that was studied this morning coming to an end. Still some areas of drizzle possible here as we go into the evening, but a lot of that moisture continuing to fade here on Live Doppler 7 Max, and that's indicating what we have in store for the remainder of the night tonight. Now, earlier today, we had the rain as well as that wet, slushy snow falling for those of you across our northern counties, and there you can see right along I-90 up to the north. You got in on that brief round of heavy wet snow earlier today, accumulating, and a lot of that is already melted and gone away with our temps. But Bull Valley, 2.8 inches of snow. Antioch, 2.5. Fox Lake, 2 inches. Woodstock, 2 inches. So anywhere for the northern counties closer to the state line, about 1 to 3 inches of snow picked up. That will basically melt here into the next 24 hours. Some damp pavement lingering into the evening. Cloudy skies with us overnight into the start of our weekend, and our weekend also coming in mostly cloudy. We do have our temperatures above average. The average high for this time of the year is 38 degrees, so we'll cover that weekend forecast, time it out. Still some drizzle in the forecast for the day tomorrow. And guys, we're talking about a stretch here of sunless days and potentially record-breaking as we go into next week.
Break some sunless records here.
Yeah. How do we make it better? Is there anything positive in the web?
Lights, right?
Christmas lights?
Holiday spirit.
Right.
Holiday spirit.
Your inner glow, as Cheryl would say.
That's right. When Cheryl Burton's here.
You're radiating that.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
hour of power, the golden hour. We're going to have to dig deep tonight, you two.
Yeah.
We'll see you again in a little bit.
The rain-snow mix caused slick road conditions earlier today. Illinois State Police say 3 cars crashed in a hit-and-run during the morning commute. This was north of Chicago in Wilmette on I-94 at Lake Avenue. State Police say 1 car slid off the Edens Expressway, broke down a fence, and then hit the Great Escape store. 1 driver, we're told, has minor injuries.
Lombard police officer recovering from surgery after being wounded in a shootout with an armed robbery suspect. Man suspected of shooting the officer died as a result. This is a screenshot from the body cam worn by the wounded officer, showing what police say is the 2 exchanging gunfire. Today, investigators returned to that scene. John Garcia reports from Lombard tonight.
This all began with an armed robbery at the smoke shop behind me. The suspects left the store, got into a shootout with police. 1 officer was injured. 1 of the suspects killed, the other taken into custody, now awaiting charges. Investigators go through the neighborhood again, looking for evidence. 1 day after the deadly shootout that injured a police officer and left a suspect dead. It happened right in front of Rita Nasser's home.
I was so scared because I was alone.
It started when police responded to a call of a robbery in progress at the Pipes and Tobacco smoke shop.
Guy called and said he just got robbed. There were guys inside with guns.
When officers arrived, they found 2 suspects outside the store. They fired shots at the officers, who returned fire. Lombard police released this image from the body camera worn by 1 of the officers. They say it shows a suspect firing at the officer. The car window already shattered by another bullet.
I heard like some gunshots, so I was like, maybe it's fireworks or something. And then I go to the window, and then I saw like 2 people, 2 men laying on the floor.
Police were able to take 1 suspect into custody, the other pronounced dead. Paramedics took the injured officer to the hospital with a gunshot to the leg. Neighbors and nearby businesses kept inside for hours afterward, including a nearby school for children with autism.
We took all the kids and the therapists in the room, and we kept them in the back.
The injured officer is 33 years old, a 6-year veteran of the department. He had surgery last night and is recovering at Good Samaritan Hospital in Downers Grove tonight. In Lombard, John Garcia, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A man is charged in connection to a police-involved shooting in Chicago earlier this week. Happened in the 100 block of West 126th Place on Wednesday. And police say 52-year-old Kevin Singleton shot someone and tried to escape officers. And they say when he pointed his gun at a civilian, officers fired on him, hitting him in the hand. As Singleton is due in bond court tomorrow.
3 students were taken into custody today after a handgun was found inside Morton West High School in Berwyn. The school was placed on a soft lockdown temporarily while police investigated. No one was hurt, and police determined there was no danger to students or the community.
Hit and run in the Little Village neighborhood has turned deadly. Victim's daughter says her mother died yesterday after weeks in a coma. Mark Rivera shows us what people in the neighborhood are doing as they seek justice.
On this late gray day with rain and sleet that chills to the bone, Carol Cisneros and her family and friends gather near the spot at 26th and Drake in Little Village, where her mother was hit by a vehicle November 20th and left behind.
I just wanted her to get justice and for the person to turn themselves in or to be caught, because my mom and no one deserves this, to get hit and be left behind like they're nothing.
Cisneros and the Little Village Community Council are calling for justice, saying more must be done to find the person responsible for hitting and killing 56-year-old Juana Tapia Soto Lopez, a mother of 5 and grandmother of 10.
My mom didn't deserve to die. She was a person full of life and still had a long way to be with us. And due to his actions now, we don't have her with us.
If this would have happened in River North or in the Gold Coast, we would have had all types of investigators, all types of detectives finding the aggressor. But since it happened in Little Village, it's just another case.
Little Village Community Council President Baltazar Enriquez gathered members to canvass the neighborhood themselves, knocking on doors on the street where police say the driver sped away.
We're asking for something as simple as a clear investigation, a fair investigation, and with respect to the family and respect to the community.
CPD says the investigation is ongoing and released this picture of a red pickup truck they say hit Soto Lopez. However, Cisneros says investigators told her a different vehicle was wanted in the case. CPD has not confirmed that with ABC7. According to the Eyewitness News data team, hit and runs in the Little Village area have increased 5% year over year. This year at a high from the past 5 years at 897 hit and run crashes.
If he didn't stop to help her, he could help us get peace this Christmas for our kids, for my kids, my nieces, nephews, my sisters, and my brothers.
Mark Rivera, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
The Kane County State's Attorney says police followed proper protocol in a pursuit that ended before a deadly crash in Aurora. Prosecutors say when it started, officers tried to pull over a vehicle linked to a stabbing in a nearby suburb. During a traffic stop, the car driven by Craig Garner sped off. Investigators say shortly after officers ended the pursuit, the car crashed, killing Garner and his father, who was also in the car. Changes are being made to how police officers obtain search warrants through the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. Starting a week from today, officers who receive a warrant will now be required to report back on what items were seized and if any arrests were made. Officials say the move allows them to better track search warrant outcomes and help inform decision-making on future requests.
New music from R. Kelly released today while the singer remains behind bars, but it seems even Kelly was surprised by this release. Our Trey Ward shares what we're learning about this album.
ABC7 spoke with R. Kelly's attorney. She tells us this album, entitled I Admit It, is an unauthorized release, that Kelly knew nothing of it when she spoke with him this afternoon, and that he's making no profits from this album. Months after being sentenced to decades behind bars, it's while in federal prison that R. Kelly's voice is being heard once again on a new unofficial album entitled I Admit It. ABC7 independently confirming the album was released today on all major platforms, including Apple Music and Spotify. But what no one seems to know at this point is who released it. Legacy Records, a division of Sony, had no comment about the sudden album, but confirmed that it was not released under their label. Kelly's attorney tells us it is unauthorized, released without his knowledge, and any money gained from it isn't going to him. The 56-minute album ends with 3 songs in which Kelly apparently addresses the allegations that left him in prison as, quote, silly. And in those songs, he does not actually admit to anything despite the title. The music leak comes after a federal jury in Chicago convicted Kelly in September for producing child pornography and enticing girls for sex. He's already serving 30 years in federal prison after he was found guilty in New York back in June for racketeering and sex trafficking. A mysterious release, with Kelly's team now working to get to the bottom of it. Apple Music and Spotify have since removed the album from their platforms. Kelly is set to be sentenced in his Chicago case in February. Back to you.
Trey, a senator from downstate Illinois in Champaign has died. Scott Bennett was rushed to a hospital yesterday morning. In a statement, Scott's wife said he died from complications from a brain tumor. The Democrat had served the state's 52nd district since 2015, playing a role in the recent amendment to the state's Safety Act. Scott leaves behind his wife and 2 children. He was just 45 years old.
The Chicago mayoral candidate Willie Wilson's responding to an accusation of bribery from one of his opponents, Jamal Green. Green filed an objection to Wilson's candidacy, trying to get him knocked off the ballot. Green says former state senator Ricky Hendon, who works for Wilson's campaign, offered to pay a worker for Green's campaign to withdraw that objection. Willie Wilson spokesperson tells us, quote, the comments made by former Senator Ricky Hendon were not authorized by me or my campaign. This is a personal issue between Senator Hendon and Mr. Green. We spoke with Hendon. He had no comment other than to say that more information will come out during a hearing next week.
President Biden will sign the Respect for Marriage Act into law next week. The House gave final approval to this bill earlier this week. The law gives federal protection to same-sex and interracial marriages. The president is planning to sign the bill at the White House on Tuesday.
Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema is leaving the Democratic Party and registering as an independent. Sinema says she's rejecting party politics and a broken partisan system in Washington. But she'll keep her committee assignments and voting record, saying nothing about her values or beliefs will change.
Removing myself from the partisan structure, not only is it true to who I am and how I operate, I also think it'll provide a place of belonging for many folks across the state and the country who also are tired of the partisanship.
Sinema's move will not change the balance of power in the Senate. She says she won't caucus with Republicans, but has declined to explicitly say if she will do so with Democrats.
Brittany Griner is now back in the United States. She landed in San Antonio overnight. The WNBA star is being medically evaluated at a U.S. military hospital. The State Department says she appeared to be in good health. Griner spent nearly 10 months detained in Russia for traveling with hashish oil, which is illegal there.
The former Minneapolis police officer who kneeled on George Floyd's back has been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison. J. Alexander King pleaded guilty in state court to aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. He's already serving a separate federal sentence for violating Floyd's civil rights. Floyd was murdered in May of 2020 after forcing our former officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on his neck for more than 9 minutes.
Victims of violence can now get legal support while they're still in the hospital. The University of Chicago Medicine is launching a new program to add lawyers to its trauma center. The program makes sure patients have access to legal and financial resources, as well as benefits for their family and their loved ones as they recover.
We wait until they're moved to the inpatient side. We obviously want to make sure that they're medically stable and in the headspace to talk to us. But we'll see them maybe 2 or 3 days after they've been in the hospital.
The new program is made possible with the help of Legal Aid Chicago and $2.6 million in grants.
Some parts of the country, parents are having a hard time finding over-the-counter medications as we continue to face a triple-demic threat: COVID, flu, and RSV. Some store shelves nearly empty. And pharmacists say they're having a hard time restocking prescription medications like antibiotics and Tamiflu. Experts also pointing to supply chain issues.
Those same factors of why your favorite foods might not be on the shelf are really also driving the same things of why you can't find these over-the-counter pain relievers on the shelf.
If you can't find a medication for your child, experts suggest looking for a generic brand or asking your pharmacist or your doctor if you can use an adult version of medication for a child, but you will need directions on how to do that.
Pfizer and BioNTech say the Food and Drug Administration has now granted fast-track designation to their combination flu and COVID vaccine shot. The vaccine aims to help protect Americans from both viruses in one single dose. The first phase of the vaccine's trial started last month. COVID levels are elevated in the Chicago area. All counties are now at the medium level for COVID transmission, except Kankakee County, which is considered low. Local doctors believe cases are much higher because wastewater surveillance in Chicago is showing a high risk. We talked to local doctors about this uptick.
I know it's a pain to keep on getting booster after booster after booster, but it's definitely going to help protect you and keep you out of the hospital.
Health officials say the bivalent booster is the best protection for the current virus, but data shows only 24% of eligible Chicagoans have received it.
If you bet on the Bears this season, you probably lost some money, but Illinois set a new billion-dollar record as sports bettors are putting up big wagers. Look at this. In October, the state saw $1 billion wagered on sports. The Illinois Gaming Board reported $102 million in revenue, including $15 million in state tax revenue and about $1 million for Cook County. New York, New Jersey, and Nevada are the only other states to cross the billion-dollar mark in a single month. It's incredible. Head of Chicago Public Schools got a $10,000 pay raise. That brings the salary for Pedro Martinez up to $350,200. The city's Board of Education also approved a change allowing the board president to give the CEO raises in the future without a vote.
A youth program is inspiring teenagers to pursue careers in aviation. It was a special day at Phillips High School on Chicago's South Side, where students learned about aviation, aerospace, aeronautics, and STEM programs. They heard from speakers with the FAA and the Chicago Department of Aviation, Boeing, and even a young Air Force pilot who reminded them that the sky is the limit.
I've seen some things, I've done some things. The Air Force has put so much in my hands. So I just want to inspire you guys to don't give up on yourself. Don't limit your own self. Don't limit your capabilities because you're your own biggest critique.
The Boeing company estimates that 600,000 new pilots will be needed over the next 20 years.
We're Chicago proud of this group of fourth graders at St. Procopius in Pilsen. They are the champions of the first ever Spanish National Catholic School Spelling Bee. The kids paraded victoriously through the school this morning. In a nail-biting finish, they defeated a school in San Antonio, Texas by just 1 point. National champions.
I'm not even sure I could spell all of that.
They did great, and congratulations to them. The power of social media. A family in the northwest suburbs is thanking TikTok for a big boost in business.
Isabel posted this video on the social media app, and you can see her mother sitting in their empty restaurant in Glenview. No customers to be seen. But TikTokers came to the rescue. 4 million views later, 4 million views. The Mexican restaurant called Taco Bout Joy is jam-packed. Locals have been flocking there ever since. Stephanie Wade's out there right now talking to that family.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah,
is that going to, tonight at 10, that's our plan?
Tonight at 10, I believe. So.
Judy was mentioning that's what social media, we showed that earlier at 4 or 6, I think, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's when it makes it.
And then that's where kids are good with that. Apparently it's, all my mom wants for Christmas is some customers in the restaurant. People showed up.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not.
Neither am I. My daughter was like, you need to get on TikTok.
Right.
So
apparently it's the feel-good social media app, too.
We need
Cheryl's on it.
We need that.
Cheryl's a good TikToker.
I'm going to get a tutorial over the holidays.
Okay.
And then we'll start TikToking. Is that what
Cheryl would love to TikTok with you. Cheryl Scott.
Okay.
Maybe Cheryl Burton, too.
I
don't know.
About it a little bit later.
Well, kids rush to pick out the best toys in a special giveaway today. We'll show you that.
Plus, new hope for an old theater in the suburbs, a story we told you about. There might be a new owner coming to Pickwick. Time for your weather forecast. Some folks out on State Street.
Is that a rain-drenched window there?
Yeah, right. There's some rain on there. Maybe some other stuff. I don't know.
Every time I come down in the studio today, I keep thinking it might be nicer out. No luck.
No.
I think we're going to have to wait another week for that,
We might
Cheryl.
have to wait a while. Cheryl's here with your full forecast, but can we backtrack for a second about TikTok? You're on TikTok.
Yes, but I have not posted in a while.
Is it hard? Because with the I'm confused about how
Rob
they get
wants in.
I want in.
He can
So-
get in on the TikTok
Can you
content
bring your
with you.
kiddos here for like a demonstration, and we'll make some TikToks with them.
Yeah, Eva was like, I'll teach you how.
Perfect.
Because she's a junior at Indiana and she knows this stuff. But I'm guessing you do too. So the music, that's what confuses me. Like, is there a catalog?
Yeah, you can like pick any song.
You can pick anything.
Well, and you know Cheryl's such a good dancer, obviously, from New Year's every year. She's got probably a whole catalog of backlog TikToks she could get you in on.
Are you dancing on TikTok?
You can.
Okay. Okay, so Greg is directing. Greg, that's not a TikTok sound.
What is that?
That's like from 1980 when we both played it.
Are we logging on to AOL?
Right.
Wait, did we just say that at the same time?
You did. It might be.
Brings back memories.
I thought of Atari. You guys thought of AOL.
That is too funny.
What else you got? What do you,
We just need like the door when you signed on. You know,
Right.
the door opens.
Oh man.
Wow, this went off the. Well, this is what happens. We start with TikTok and we're old, and we get back
Feels
into
like I
dial-up
really do
internet.
TikToks
Everybody watching,
right now, but
don't get on TikTok, y'all. We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn together, Cheryl, and you. We're gonna
it's
get hooked
hard, and it just takes a lot of time and energy, which I don't know. When you're working a full-time job, it's hard.
Right.
Yeah, you got to make time for it for sure.
Maybe
Instagram.
maybe the 7 o'clock newscast needs its own TikTok account.
We start
Yeah, we really
TikToking
do.
during the show. We'll get some viewers. Instagram, you both are.
Have a TikTok segment. Have someone come into
There we
the
go.
studio
There we
to
go.
teach us a TikTok. We do it on TV, and therefore we have it ready. That is work.
Yeah.
It would count.
Yeah.
You get paid to listen and learn how.
Right.
Exactly.
I think so. I think the 7 o'clock needs its own TikTok account.
We need a lot. We're working on some stuff. I know on Instagram you're active.
Yes.
I like following you. I'm not.
All right. Anyway, the weather, please.
Yeah.
Cheryl, help us out here.
That's what we
That's
do.
what we came
Liz,
for.
we talk endlessly about nothing.
About nothing.
And then we do the weather. It's,
People did come here for a little information.
I don't know if they did.
Okay, we're going to give you some weather information, which we know is just going to continue to be cloudy here as we go through the weekend. Right now we sit at 38 degrees, winds out of the east. The rain, the snow we saw earlier, that has now come to an end, but still some areas of drizzle possible here as we go into the evening. But a lot of that precipitation here continuing to just fade across the region as the system lifts farther away from us. However, earlier today, that was not the case. For those of you in Lake McHenry counties got hit with that wet, heavy, slushy snow for a bit, mainly rain from Chicago on southward, but some of you picking up over 2 inches of snow. Antioch 2.5, Woodstock coming in at 2 inches, and a lot of this has already melted. As we go into the night tonight, we stay mostly cloudy here with temperatures barely dropping. We stay steady into about the mid to upper 30s, and today's high 38 degrees. Yesterday at 46, the average high 38. We're going to be above average over the next couple of days, which is basically the bright spot of our forecast because we're certainly not going to see that sunshine for quite some time. Perhaps a peak or two now and then over the next 7 days, but that's about it. Up to the north, we have our temps in the mid-30s, Midway sitting at 37 there. As we go into the day tomorrow and Sunday, highs right near 40 degrees, but cloudy skies expected. And for our Saturday, some drizzle in the forecast at times. It's not going to be a washout, though. So satellite and radar, little disturbance across the Great Lakes now. A lot of active weather building back to the west, and this is why we're going to stay unsettled with the cloud cover as well as rain and even snow chances as we go into next week. We have a disturbance here, and then we have another one building across the Pacific Northwest that's going to bring rain for places up towards Washington, right into California, and even LA getting in on some heavy rain by Sunday there, with lots of snow, feet in the higher elevations out to the west. For us, this disturbance moving mainly to the north of us, but some areas of drizzle possible on our Saturday. You can see the cloud cover lingering. A peak or two of sunshine possible on Sunday. Consider yourself lucky if you see that. Mainly south and west, but still looking mostly cloudy through the day. And again, a sprinkle or two not out of the question. Monday, we're still looking sunless. Again, a peak or two of sun possible. By Tuesday, cloudy skies and also wind out ahead of the next storm system. Those winds will start to pick up, highs going up into the mid-40s. That's above average. Rain just off to the west. Tuesday looking dry, but by Tuesday night and a Wednesday, that rain will be moving in, and it's going to be some steady rainfall here. An active, powerful system moving through as we go into the day on Wednesday. Even some thunderstorms with the severe weather threat off to the south of us. On the backside of this low, we're going to look for that cold air start to collide back in. Temperatures dropping into the 30s late week Thursday into Friday, and that's where we could see some scattered snow showers in our forecast. So the takeaway is we're going to stay unsettled here and mostly cloudy skies continuing for the next 7 days. And we've already had cloudy skies this entire week since Monday. Our last sunny day was Sunday. So for tonight, temps in the 30s. Tomorrow, highs near 40. Cloudy, some drizzle by Sunday. Clouds continue. Temperatures going up close to 50 by Wednesday. Rain and snow showers, and again, not a mostly sunny day on the 7th day, which is super depressing, but it is that time of the year, and we're in the holiday spirit. So like you said, holiday lights, have those Christmas trees on.
We're
Right,
pushing positive mojo here.
Yeah,
At least
we
in
need it.
December, you have the holidays. It's the January lull that really can get
I
you
would
down.
almost rather it snow if it's like this, right? Let's at least get some snowfall. You guys feel the
I
same or no?
guess. I don't know.
No, it's only December.
Right.
We
There's
have
plenty
so
of
many more months to go.
plenty of time. There's a little cheery
Thanks,
music.
We're
Now we
getting
get a
there.
little of that.
Better than the robot from AOL, whatever that was. Here we are.
Greg is on it tonight.
Yeah.
Holiday jam.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
We'll see you in a little bit. I think, yeah. An update tonight on the historic Pickwick Theater in Park Ridge. Remember, earlier this week we told you the owners are planning on retiring. Mark Rivera went out there, did a great story. This building's on the National Register of Historic Places, and it'll close January 8th. They say interest in moviegoing has declined. They haven't been able to find a new owner for the theater that opened in the 1920s. But the owners tell us today that since that news broke, they've met with 6 potential buyers, received 1 offer, and expect at least 2 more.
There's not much cooler than an old school movie theater. And
yeah.
stuff like that is coming back in. I think there are a few in the city that are like that.
They were saying something like back before the pandemic, they'd get 4,000 people there
Wow.
a week or something. But after the pandemic, it was fewer than 500.
Oh.
They're just not getting people to go to the movies.
Well, and that's true everywhere. You know, you've
Right.
got Netflix and all this stuff, but you got to make it an experience.
Yes, and that place, the facade, I mean, it's historic.
It makes me want movie theater snacks.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, Milk Duds,
Yeah.
Raisinets,
There we go.
everything.
Now we're talking.
Well, she's 103 years young, and Sister Jean has years. Now the Loyola University basketball team chaplain is sharing that knowledge. She's written a book, Wake Up with Purpose, What I've Learned in My First 100 Years. It's scheduled for release in February. It's an ambitious title, First 100 Years.
I know, right?
And few people can say that, so.
She just keeps on going. Mayor Lori Lightfoot dropped by the new State Street Holiday Pop-Up Market this morning. It features items from local artists, small businesses. Market's open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays through December 18th at 35 South State Street. It's just down the street from us here in the studios. You can go do some shopping.
Lots of cool local shopping to do.
Yeah, wave at us in the window. Do that
Right.
too.
Well, the Little Village Chamber of Commerce is hosting a free community toy drive and Posada today. Posada means inn or lodging in Spanish, and it's a celebration of the Christmas story, celebrating the journey Joseph and Mary made. Today's event celebrated Christmas and was a chance for families to get some toys and coats. Well, you can make the holidays brighter for kids. Tracy Butler will be live at the Marines Toys for Tots Stuff the Truck event. That's at Apple Chevrolet in Tinley Park from 8 till 10 tomorrow morning. The goal is to collect 100,000 toys for children in need across our area.
It's going to be a little chilly tomorrow morning in Tinley Park.
Right.
But we can do
Tracy Butler will be there. Good reason to go out.
Yeah, say hi to her,
Take a
and
toy.
viewers show up.
We're doing our Christmas
en
shopping
masse.
tomorrow. If we were closer, I'd swing by there. Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
You're just starting?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I
Yeah,
think,
kind
I'm
of.
with you. What's
I
today,
think
the 9th?
We're kind of those do it all in one day people.
Get
so.
it done. Yeah, I'm almost done, which is early for me, but I've learned as I get older, do it early if you can.
It's always hard. How do you know when you're done, too?
Right. There's always something
My mom's
else.
one of those people, starts in July and just sort of accumulates through the, he just, sees a thing and grabs it. I can't do that.
That's the problem with like Amazon, or if you're on it, and all of a sudden, like, I think my boy would like that, or I think Wendy would like that, and then I've spent a couple $100.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Well, good luck getting your shopping done tomorrow. Inflation is hitting the price of Christmas trees. The price hike you may notice when you pick out your tree. Hopefully you've done that. Wow, it was dear. Yeah.
Plus, British royalty meets Hollywood stars. The reason King Charles met with Ryan Reynolds today.
Twitter's working on a feature that will flag shadow banning. That's when a platform limits how many people can see a user's post without their knowledge. Twitter owner Elon Musk says the software update will show a user's true account status. That way people will know if they've been shadow banned, plus why, and they'll be able to appeal. Sir Elton John announced today he's quitting Twitter. Told his followers he thinks recent changes in Twitter's policies will allow more misinformation. John telling fans he's sad to see how misinformation is dividing the world when he's trying to use music to bring people together. That he's doing for sure.
A key inflation measure shows prices cooled a bit in November, but they're still high. The producer price index rose 7.4% last month compared to a year ago. While that's down from just over 8% in October, it's still higher than expected. U.S. stocks fell immediately after this report. The producer price index measures prices paid for goods and services by businesses before they reach consumers. People buying fresh Christmas trees may notice higher prices for those this year. Farmers say inflation is impacting their businesses. Fertilizer, fuel, and labor costs are all up, and that means farmers have had to increase their prices. In fact, the Real Christmas Tree Board did a survey which found 71% of its members plan to raise prices. The typical increase is anywhere from 5 to 15%. Go figure, there's a Real Christmas Tree
I was going to say, I didn't know that.
There's a regulatory administration for Christmas trees.
Our live Christmas tree was a little more expensive this year. Are you a real tree or a fake?
I am a real tree fan, but I lost that battle a few years ago.
Well, it's easier sometimes
It is much easier.
for the fake ones. So fake tree, you're putting it up maybe you said tonight?
We are putting it up tonight, and it's actually beneficial in that aspect. You know, you don't have to hook it to the car, and the price was fixed a few years ago, so there's no inflation on that Christmas tree.
You're a little late. I'm
very late.
John's watching. John,
yeah,
put the tree up after Thanksgiving. I think that would help.
We should have done that.
Well, have fun tonight. Yeah. A wish list fulfilled.
Coming up next, the big present delivered by students that's making Chicago proud.
And the skull of a T-Rex goes for a lot less than expected at auction. I remember weeks ago, Michelle put this in our show, and we were talking about how much it was going to go for. It's going to blow you away how much it went for and then how much they thought it was going to go for. I just love talking dinosaurs. Okay, we'll be back.
It's a tree that symbolized so much more than just the holidays. Gold Star families celebrated this tree at Chicago's Department of Public Safety today. It honors first responders who've lost their lives before the tree lighting. Families also wrapped gifts for the Chicago Police and the fire department's toy drive. A Christmas cheer is being delivered in Gage Park.
The students at St. Ignatius College Prep delivering gifts to elementary school kids today. For some students, it was a reunion. Christian Picos has the story that's making Chicago proud.
Christmas is 16 days away, but St. Ignatius College Prep is giving these eager Christopher Elementary students a reason to celebrate early.
It just shows what the mission at St. Ignatius is.
For the past 2 decades, St. Ignatius has hand-delivered Christmas gifts to Christopher Elementary, a relationship that's only strengthened over the years, and you can see it on the faces of students from both schools.
I'm really thankful, and it makes me really happy that they're spending time with us.
The compassionate program, called A Christopher Christmas, was on pause the past few years because of COVID, so this is the first time that students are back together once again.
You might not even know them, but you welcome them into your heart and your community, and we are so grateful. So thank you very much.
300 students from Christopher Elementary had their Christmas list wishes fulfilled by St. Ignatius. An act of kindness, it's also a homecoming for this St. Ignatius senior.
It feels very special to me. It feels like once I was in their shoes and I could give back to the same cause that helped me.
Who is also a student at Christopher Elementary.
It wasn't just a small gift for me. It was more of the time they were spending with me. No better gift than time.
And for this Christopher Elementary teacher.
The students are so excited. They love seeing Santa. They are so excited to open their gifts.
Who was once a student at St. Ignatius.
Being an Ignatius student to come to Christopher to give the gifts, and then being a teacher here to see the kids be so excited about it, it's the most amazing thing.
Christmas might be weeks away, but you would never know.
Oh my God, you can do it!
If you spent time inside the classrooms of Christopher Elementary. It's not the presents or an extra early visit from Santa that students here at Christopher Elementary love most. It's the relationships they get to build with their friends over at St. Ignatius. We're at Christopher Elementary School. I'm Christian Picos, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It's nice that all of these traditions are able to finally come back this year. Last year we thought they could come back, so it's nice to see some of those finally return.
I like seeing students go back and help out too.
Right,
Pretty cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, King Charles III touring the grounds of the Welsh Soccer Club owned by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. The King talked to the actors about their dream of steering the team to victory. The two bought the club in 2021.
They got some work to do. The team's bad, right?
That's what I heard. And the King's visit came one day after the release of the Netflix show about his son and daughter-in-law. That show set records in the United Kingdom. 2.4 million people in the UK watched the first episode of Harry and Meghan on launch day. That's the biggest single-day audience for any Netflix show ever, even topping The Crown.
Wow.
I wonder how that sits internally at Buckingham Palace.
Right. And then we talked about this earlier this week. They tried to get a statement. Well, Buckingham said, oh, we didn't have a chance to comment. And then they said, well, we sent
Didn't
you.
have a chance to comment. The trailers have been dropping for weeks.
Right. It was an odd thing to say. They said they didn't get an email or The Crown. Do you watch The Crown?
I have not. No. Well, I've seen a few episodes at the very
beginning. My wife loves The Crown.
Yeah.
But that's an incredible feat, that many people watching over there.
Well, clearly people are interested and want to see the other side of it.
Yeah,
so.
We've got Michelle, our producer, watched first 3 episodes, got it done yesterday.
Yes, she did her homework on that for us.
Wasn't impressed. I mean, there wasn't anything new, she said. And I was reading some other reviews that said that. It's like we didn't learn anything huge other than their struggle with the media. That some people are saying they've over-exaggerated, but...
I heard there was some sort of thing about a different perception about how Meghan viewed herself just as an American and how the palace viewed her. And
it was pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
And clearly overseas they can't get enough.
Yeah, well, I want to get in on that too and watch it this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty lame weather-wise. Follow-up to a story we recently talked about, that giant skull of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It went up for auction today. And the winning bidder paid $6.1 million. What? But that's a lot less. There you go, ring it, Greg. That's a lot less than Sotheby's said. They expected, the auction house said they expected the most complete skull of a T-Rex ever would go for $20 million. So no information has been released about the winning bidder. Apparently 4 bidders battled it out for 6 minutes before the top offer was secured.
Was Indiana Jones in on that?
Right. That's a deal. If they thought it was going to go for 20 mil and it went for 6, maybe somebody got a deal.
Well, right, that bidding war, I'm sure they kept that going, hoping, do I hear 20 million? No, nope, you sure don't.
6. Finding animals new homes. The big event now underway.
Plus a hotel for rabbits. The people behind a new, ready? Airbnb in Chicago. But first, let's check in with Cheryl.
It's here? Oh.
And it's a cloudy night for us. The rain, the snow moving out, but more cloud cover. We're going to be swamped in it over the next couple of days and a rain and snow threat next week. We're going to time it out.
Animals across Chicago are searching for new loving homes before the holidays.
Paws Chicago launching its Adopt-a-thon today. Evelyn Holmes shows us the animals at the shelter.
Misty the kitten is one of the lucky ones.
She's just going to be full of love, so I just feel like I'm rescuing her in that way.
The stray joins Julie Warts' family following the death of her mother and will be company for her adult cat. The feline is just one of hundreds of pets Paws Chicago Animal Rescue hopes to have adopted as a part of its annual holiday Adopt-a-thon as shelters see capacity surge.
The economic instability of 2022 has meant that a lot of people are giving up pets, and for us it seems like in record numbers we have about double the senior pets we would typically have right now, and we are doing I think it's about 45% more owner relinquishment year over year.
Paws usually houses around 500 animals.
Love this leash, don't you?
But during this event, it's looking to double its weekly adoptions after pulling pets in need from Chicago Animal Control in 13 high-kill states. Now, this adoption effort looks to place roughly 200 dogs and puppies and cats and kittens like these in loving homes. Adoption fees max out at $150 for cats and $350 for canines.
Look at that fish. Yeah, I'm looking at this guy.
And just to make sure the adoptions are a good fit, the organization has potential adopters to take a compatibility test to ensure a safety net for every animal. Just in case something happens to the adopter, their Paws pet will always be cared for, something Julie Warts isn't worried about as she takes home her newest addition.
She's going to be definitely going to a very good home with some warmth and some happiness and some love.
Reporting from Chicago's Lincoln Park neighborhood, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
I just want them all.
That's why you can't go.
I know.
You'd leave them all.
I've been pushing for a second buddy for Snoop, but we're not quite ready yet.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Fair enough.
I know, I'm here all
Wendy
the time.
would be stuck with all that.
Wendy and him are besties, and yeah, this is true. So I go as they go, but they're so cute. Maybe you can help out. It's not Airbnb, it's Hairbnb. This so-called spa just for bunnies is here in Chicago, and owners are billing this as a luxury hotel for your rabbits, complete with Persian rugs, chewable privacy huts, spa packages. The president of the Red Door Animal Shelter, no-kill shelter for cats, rabbits, and dogs, created Hairbnb to give pet owners a place to leave their rabbits while on vacation.
We want to provide the most caring and luxurious experience for pet rabbits while their owners are out of town.
Here's the best part. Profits from the hotel go towards supporting the animals at Red Door Animal Shelter, which helps some 300 rabbits find homes every year.
Look, they're getting catered organic lettuce on plates. I also, did you see in the shop before that, the guy was reading a book too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Her sweatshirt is awesome,
I can't
by the
believe
way.
there is a market for this, but.
Oh yeah, people really like their pet rabbits, and they can go They're treated better than us, it seems like, at a normal hotel.
Yeah, apparently.
A
Wow.
little story time and some lettuce. What more do you want?
Well, Taylor Swift has her sights set on the movie industry.
The new job she has planned behind the camera.
Plus, holiday treats, the favorite sweets in different states.
This will be a fun discussion.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, filled with friends, family, gifts, and the best part, holiday sweets.
Wonderful time. New surveys out showing America's favorite Christmas treats. Wise Voter says a majority of states favor cheesecake, but Illinois is one of 17 states that pick sugar cookies. In Montana and North Dakota, cinnamon rolls are the top pick. Several states choosing drinks, with both eggnog and hot chocolate making the list too.
So was there a list to choose from, or did you just have to that's what I want to know.
Michelle, do you know? Was there like a top 5?
Cheesecake is, all of those are delicious, but I don't think I'd put cheesecake.
It looks
at
like
the
they
top.
rank them there. So you had eggnog, sugar cookie.
I definitely put a sugar cookie over cheesecake, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree. Hot chocolate to me would be top.
Really?
Yeah, a nice cup of hot chocolate, a little bourbon in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not, none of them are bad. There are no bad options.
This is true.
there, except
yeah.
fruitcake, obviously. We can.
Oh, right.
We can all agree fruitcake is a bad
I'm
idea.
with you
but
100%.
cinnamon rolls, good.
Do it.
Nothing, but I think I'd do sugar cookie, cinnamon roll, cheesecake.
Cheesecake and hot chocolate.
Maybe even hot chocolate above cheesecake is good, but you know,
It doesn't feel.
it's easy to resist.
And it
for
doesn't
me.
feel. I mean, Eli's here is amazing, right?
Right.
But
No,
it
there's-
doesn't. I don't feel Christmas.
No.
Cheesecake.
No, I agree. I would agree.
well-
But there are no bad options. Truly.
Look, it looks like Indiana just didn't vote. They didn't even have one. Come on, Indiana.
Right. I
They
don't
didn't
know.
have
What are they
anything on
picking?
there.
I don't know.
They got nothing. You'll get nothing.
And while we're talking about the holidays, we're so caught up in that.
I know.
Here's a fitting celebration. Today is National Christmas Card Day. It's a reminder to get all your stamps, envelopes, and cards together and update your mailing list. Apparently, the first commercial Christmas card was created by an illustrator in Britain in 1843. They made their way over to the United States in 1875. Do you send out Christmas cards?
We're really bad at this.
We are.
Yes.
We are.
We are so bad.
We are so bad we've never done it. That's how bad
Oh
we
my
are.
gosh. So we always want to get a family photo, and when with kids, that's hard.
Right.
So we're working on it. We'll send it out, and I was giving you a hard time for not getting your tree up. We're so late at sending these out that it goes out around Christmas, and then sometimes you
Get them for the new year.
Right. Well, you
Right.
should do one. You guys would be adorable.
I guess we
could
should.
start.
I always love the ones that come from my friends where they attempted these family photos and
Yeah.
no one was cooperating, so they're just like, forget it, that's our photo. And you've got a screaming child in the photo.
I will say I love getting them from friends
Right.
and family, especially with kids, because you see them growing up over
Right.
the years.
Yeah.
We had this funny story. Larry was on the show, I think it was earlier this week. His Christmas card, it was like right after Thanksgiving or maybe
Okay.
even before. we got it in the mail. We're like, whoa, this is early.
Of course, Larry would be that
well,
on top of
it was right, but here's the funny part. He told us later that it was an accident, and that his wife went and picked the cards out and the pictures, and then she didn't realize when she ordered them that they just would go out like the next day.
Immediately. I thought you were going to say it was their Christmas card from last year. Don't be so impressed. We just managed to get.
Well, it was so. I mean, we were like, Larry, that was incredible. When he was out, he goes, yeah, that was kind of a mistake. So
well, mistake that worked out for him, I guess.
So I don't need your address because you don't have cards.
You're welcome to send me a
Okay.
card. I happily receive them. I just don't
send them out.
So as long as you're not anticipating one.
Well, now I'm not, yeah. A singer-songwriter and now director, Taylor Swift, set to direct her first feature film. She also apparently wrote the script for the movie, which will be produced by Searchlight Pictures, the company behind several Oscar-winning films. Swift has some experience directing music videos. She was both in front and behind the camera for her music videos for All Too Well and The Man. What can't she do?
I was going to say the same thing. What can't she do or what won't she try? That's
Yeah,
what's
people will
even more
watch it
impressive.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick been named the best film of the year by the National Board of Review. It's a long-running organization made up of film enthusiasts and academics. It has no overlap with awards bodies, but this honor is giving Maverick a bigger boost heading into awards season as a legitimate contender for this year's Oscars.
I should ask you to repeat that again because I keep trying to get John to watch it. We just got a new TV. That was our Christmas gift to each other. We had like an SD TV before. It was kind of embarrassing.
What?
So let's not even go there. But I figured this is the perfect movie.
Right.
Hey,
I still have not seen it.
we haven't seen it either. But the reason we haven't seen it because he's never seen the original Top Gun.
Oh, you got to do original
That's
first.
what I said.
My buddies were, because we grew up around the original coming out. Like they were like, my one buddy was in tears. He went and saw it twice with his wife. So it was
Well, that's a little
amazing.
extreme.
Well, maybe it's not if you watch. I don't know.
He was in tears about the movie?
I don't know. He was so excited about it. And I was just like, is it that good? And now I feel like I've waited so long, I'm going to be disappointed. I don't know.
Well, I don't think you'll be in tears. At least if you have a grip on it.
Right. Did you see it, Guy? I did. You did? Did you like it? I liked it. You liked it? What about Michelle? Did you? Give it on four.
Michelle sees everything.
You saw it in May. Of course, 4 stars. What would you give it on a 4-star scale?
Oh.
First movie back in theaters since COVID. That's where I feel like even though you got your new TV, that's where you should see it is in the
Right. No, I would agree. Is it still in theater? Are they re-releasing
it?
it?
Might be. Greg, did Greg see it up there? Did he? He did. He did? Give me what did you think? Pretty good. Okay, pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Tough crowd maybe, so I think it must be
Harsher
good.
critics here.
Yeah.
Right. How big is your TV?
52 inches, I think. It's not
big.
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's just right.
It's perfect. It fits in the spot. Any bigger would look like, too much.
Was the old one with the back that was like...
It wasn't as bad as you would think, but when we picked it up and we're like, oh my God.
Right. They weigh a lot, right?
They do. It's from 2006.
Oh, yeah. That's old.
Yeah.
You didn't even have like a HD port in that thing.
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
I know. We hung on. We were like, it still works. We can be reasonable.
Yes. Congratulations.
And now we're like, wow, look at that. Pixels.
Right. A last look at weather with Cheryl. We're looking at Chris Kindle. Cheryl, do you and Lola a Christmas card? I feel like I've seen her
I do, right?
in
We
Christmas.
don't. I'm so bad at that stuff. But
yeah, me too. Me too.
Everyone wants to see her. It's been a while.
I'll just post a Christmas Instagram Lola post.
Okay.
That works.
I guess it
That
does.
works.
Yeah. Is she doing well, though?
She is currently on bed rest, but she'll be fine.
Okay.
She's good.
Okay.
I feel like bed rest is probably her jam these days.
She is. I mean, even if she's not on bed rest, she's in bed sleeping all day. But
Wish her well. A lot of people grew to like her over the pandemic because she would hang out all the time.
yeah, she jumped off the couch the other day, and I just saw the injury happen
Oh, no. Yeah, she's got to be careful.
in real time.
It was like an arm or yeah.
Back leg.
Oh.
Well,
Now
dreary-
she's like just hobbling.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Well, dreary weekend ahead, so you can stay on
Yes,
the couch with her.
Exactly.
Also, Top Gun 2, great.
I figured you'd seen it. Good?
Yes, so good.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's hard for a second film to like live up. I mean,
Totally.
Top Gun, it's
And it had been so long.
Is it a sequel or is
yeah,
it
I mean, yes.
a remake?
It's a sequel.
it's a
It's a
sequel.
sequel, okay.
Yeah, it's a totally different plot storyline.
Okay.
You're giving it a thumbs up.
The love story was better the first go round, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
But
She didn't get invited back to that movie either.
yeah, I don't know those details.
Oh, see, I probably know why I haven't seen it. Okay, well, you guys, everybody says they liked it.
Right. We
Okay,
have to
but a
see
good
it.
movie to watch
To
this
do our
weekend
research
for
and come
sure.
back.
Good weekend one, yeah. Although it's like you said, it's good weather this weekend to to watch.
Apparently,
that's all I'm going to do. Is
apparently,
sit at home and watch
indefinitely, it's good
movies.
weather to sit and watch movies.
Yeah.
Streaming stuff.
Anyway, it is going to be a beautiful weekend to just stay indoors and live it up inside with the Christmas decorations, holiday movies, because it's going to be cloudy. That continues here. The rain, the snow from earlier, that has ended. Live Doppler 7 Max painting just the threat of some light drizzle lingering here as we head into the next couple of hours. But a lot of that precipitation that we had earlier, that snow along and north of I-90, where it accumulated earlier today, that is out of here. Places like O'Hare reported some snow, but mainly rain. And some of you picking up over 2.5 inches of wet, slushy snow. A lot of that already melted. Our temperatures above freezing out there in most locations currently. Today's high 38 degrees, the average 38, and we picked up close to 1/2 inch of rain precipitation today at O'Hare. Like I said, temps above that freezing mark, not really anticipating issues with the roads tonight. Still damp in some spots where we had that snow. Weekend forecast showing mostly cloudy skies Saturday and Sunday. Limited sun in our long range forecast here. Highs near 40, and we'll have some drizzle out there tomorrow. So big picture with satellite and radar, one disturbance moving up and away from us, but another one building back to the west. So this is going to keep us unsettled and also dim with the clouds, and then another system back behind it building across the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to be super strong. So tomorrow we're looking at the threat of some drizzle from time to time, but not a washout. Peaks of sun possible on Sunday if you're lucky, but again, cloud cover winds out. Not only Sunday, Monday as well. Tuesday, winds pick up, highs in the 40s. Here comes our next storm system late Tuesday and a Wednesday. Heavy, steady rain expected on the backside. Colder air filters in, and we'll have some lingering snow showers as we go late week Thursday and Friday. For tonight, temps holding steady in the mid to upper 30s. Tomorrow near 40, some drizzle. Sunday cloudy, and we continue with the cloud cover right through next week. We're looking at a streak here of sunless days, potentially records. We'll continue to monitor that, but at least our temperatures are above average.
We'll check back with you maybe Wednesday and see what things are looking like then.
We have an update on your Christmas card.
Right, I was corrected in real time. John's my husband's a very good writer, and so he puts together this very creative paragraph Christmas card thing and sends it out sort of as a gag.
So it's an electronic.
Emails it out. Right.
Okay.
That's what I could do.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I totally forgot he did that.
All right, now you know. He's quiet.
I don't think I got one yet, Liz, so add the email. Just kidding.
For many dog lovers, being covered by a litter of puppies would be a dream come true.
For one 3-year-old, really happened.
How many more puppies do you want? 100.
Okay. Anakin's mom says he loves to cuddle them all. 9 of them, every chance he gets. Yes, good way to end.
Yeah, good way. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for spending your Friday night with us. For Cheryl and Rob, I'm Liz Nagy. Have a good night.